Planning a wedding can be stressful. Oh, with the flowers, the music, the cake, so much more. Now there's a new trend to think about. While still illegal on the federal level, some couples in states where recreational use is allowed are putting pot to their parties, and it's a big business.
We are here with Katz of Joint Vows, and he is the weed officiant of California.
I am. Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you. So tell us who you are, please.
So I'm Alan Katz. I do weddings. I perform wedding ceremonies, and once cannabis became legal here in California, I figured I would open up a division that incorporated cannabis into the ceremonies, or at least provided officiants who are understanding that people want cannabis in their ceremonies, that to some people cannabis is important to them. So we want to let our clients know and our couples know that if they want cannabis in their ceremony, we are the people to come to because we understand. We get it. And we don't cast any doubt on their decision. There are a lot of people out there, especially in the clergy world, oh, we're not going to use that evil weed. We don't want that monster weed that'll make everybody crazy, right? And there are people out there who are like that.
Yeah.
We wanted to provide people with an alternative to their alternative lifestyle.
So you're here, you're accepting,
Yes.
Yes, very nice.
We're not out there promoting, hey, we want everybody to do weed. Although, when my kids were growing up, I told them, look, I would rather you be stoned than drunk any day. And, there's lots of reasons why. All right, first off, people who are drunk make really bad decisions. People who are stoned don't remember the decisions they're making, so it doesn't really matter.
They stay home.
That's right. People drunk drive when they're drunk. People who are stoned just take their time. And it takes time to get there. So it's a completely different mechanism in the way it affects your body. And I believe, even though I'm sober for 30 years, I believe in cannabis. I use CBD all the time because the benefits that it does to my body are amazing. And I just think that cannabis and the useful benefits of it, not just the high, are what makes it an incredible piece of weed.
Beautiful.
So joint vows really happened when cannabis became legal here in California. And I wanted to be able to create a place for people to come. Nobody else had really created anything like this, so me being the real adventurous person, me being the trendsetter in the industry, I decided that I would be the first one into the industry who takes a step into it. Now, I got a lot of flack from people saying, oh my God, you're with them dope smokers, right? But then I explained to them, I go, no, it's not about that. People are going to do it. People are going to do it whether we are here or not.
Yeah.
We want to be able to help people do it professionally and safely. And that's the most important thing. Weed weddings are great. But if they're not done safely, things can happen, just like with anything.
Yeah.
Just like if a wedding had alcohol in it and people get cray-cray.
Same thing.
All right, it's the same thing. So we wanted to be able to advocate being able to do it safely. And when it first came, I put on the first cannabis seminar for the Association of Bridal Consultants.
Wow.
And I brought in experts in the field to talk about, hey, this is what the legalization is, this is how it works here so far, and this is how it's going to change as time goes on.
What makes a wedding a cannabis wedding?
Well, a cannabis wedding doesn't necessarily have to be people smoking joints at the wedding, here, do you take this? I do. That's not what really a cannabis wedding is. It can be. And I've had weddings where the couple decided that they were going to pass a joint back and forth. But I've also had couples where they wanted to do something a little more discreet. So they would use edibles. I would tell them, that one of the cool things to do at a wedding is exchange sweets. In many cultures, exchanging a sweet at a wedding is very important. So I tell them that I have this wonderful chocolate for them to place on each other's tongue.
Oh.
Now, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa don't know that this is dosed. So when they're going to do it, they're going to have a nice little buzz going. But it means something to them. And that's what's important.
Yeah.
But it's also at the reception. At the reception, cannabis can be used. You can have a bud bar with a bud tender. Also to make sure that people aren't taking too much, being able to control the dosage, and explaining what the different type of buds and edibles and things are that they have to offer. So that people can get the correct dosage so they can get the high that they want. Some people may just want to do CBD. Some people want to get obliterated. The worst thing you can do at a wedding is just give everybody the 50 milligram stuff where they just take a hit out of it and just the whole reception's
Everybody's
like
out.
this.
Yeah.
Right.
By having a bud tender, you kind of regulate the party. You
Exactly.
control. You see somebody taking too much, you kind of cut them off a little so they
Right.
can last the whole wedding.
And you want to be able to decide, what strains do you want added? Do you want the cannabis sativa? Do you want the cannabis indica? Do you want a blend of it? You want to figure out, do you want people to just be sluggish? Then you want
You control the setting.
exactly.
So during the wedding, do you guys provide cannabis?
We don't provide anything.
Oh, okay.
So we want the couples to be able to provide that. We're just their tool to be able to let them do it and make them understand ways they can incorporate it into the ceremony, ways to do it safely, and ways to do it where it's not obtuse. They're not breaking out this giant, 6-foot bong. You don't want that during the wedding. All right.
That was beautiful.
You like the sound? You like the sound effects?
Yes, it was perfect. I was like, damn, is he really holding a bong?
So I mean, you don't want that. You want
true.
the ceremony is still a ceremony.
So you're pretty much showing everybody that cannabis can be incorporated into normal life. That
Absolutely.
It's not a bad thing. With a set of conditioned rules, we can have a good time. That's
Absolutely.
what it is. Yeah.
That's the thing. And with education
Yes.
and with knowledge, that helps. In fact, once cannabis became legal, it's amazing. People learned a lot more about it. People who were never users before, well, now that it's legal, let me experiment with it and see what works instead of just randomizing.
Yeah.
Because before, God, when I was growing up, you would just get a bag of weed. You wouldn't know what it was. Hey, this is from Colombian. You don't know if it's Colombian or some Mexican dirt weed.
Yeah.
Whether it's tied stick or just something tied on a stick. You don't know what you were getting. But now it's a lot more regulated, so you can know.
There's classifications.
Right. And you see, when it becomes legal in other places, California is a model for that.
Yes.
Because people can see on the packaging, oh, this is a 1-to-1, this is a 5-to-1, this is 20 milligrams, and understand the dosage so that they just don't get totally, FUBAR. You know what FUBAR is?
Yeah. All done.
Yeah. Fucked up beyond all recognition. Can I say that?
Yes.
Okay.
What are you wearing? Who are you wearing?
This is a Louis Vuitton. No, it's. No, when I started going into this, I saw this jacket and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get that jacket for my weed weddings. But I also wear this when I do my speeches about weed because it really brings it out. I was at this convention where it was a wedding convention and all these different specialties, and I'm walking around promoting my event. So I'm walking around, all these people are in business suits, and I'm walking around with this and like, what the hey?
Yeah.
And I'm doing weddings about weed wedding, an event about weed weddings.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And so it stands out. It makes the point without it being
You
crazy.
get the point immediately.
Immediately, yeah.
This is what I do.
You know why this guy is here.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So why do you think couples do cannabis weddings?
Well, a lot of people really enjoy cannabis. They enjoy it to relax. They enjoy it to get high, but it's also a part of their life.
Yeah.
Some people enjoy different things in their life. Some people binge watch TV. Some people go to amusement parks. Some people just like to enjoy weed. So being able to enjoy what you like, where you like it, that's the American way, is freedom of choice.
That's beautiful.
You got to put in a bumper, freedom
Wow.
of choice, right?
Wow.
The song, freedom of choice.
No,
Yeah.
So we're talking about freedom of choice here in the U.S. In the Philippines, it is still illegal. Cannabis consumption is still illegal. It's still life to death. What are we gonna be able to tell them? Not really to criticize the government, but to show them what we're doing here is okay. And we're fine, we're doing fine. How are we gonna, California pretty much
Bridge
is
that
the
gap.
base. Yeah.
Well, And I don't fault the government because they're trying to protect people. I think what it is, it's a miscommunication, a misunderstanding about the benefits of cannabis. That's where it's at, because people lump cannabis into all drugs.
Yes.
They think cannabis will lead to heroin. Cannabis will lead to cocaine. And it doesn't always. It did when I was younger, but if cannabis would have been legal then, I probably wouldn't have done any of those other drugs. Because things that are illegal make people want to do it more. If something is legal and it's shown that it can be done, the right way, then people enjoy it. Alcohol is legal in the Philippines, right? Alcohol probably kills more people in the Philippines than pot or drugs ever have.
Yep.
Right?
I agree.
I mean, you don't see too many people getting into accidents on weed. And if they are, it's a slow rolling accident.
Yes, 5 miles per hour.
Yeah. How did I get on the median? But I think what we have to do is educate people more into the benefits of all aspects of cannabis, but also being able to utilize cannabis in a safe manner. Utilize it in a way where people can look at it and say, you know what? If this was legal and we regulated it this way, then maybe people could use it responsibly. And I think if governments are made aware of that, that's how kind of changed in California, and that's how other governments are seeing, using us as a test.
Yeah, we are
And
the model.
other states are now seeing how California is doing it. More states in the U.S. are making it legal and showing how it can be done. California's been legal for what, 5 years now, 4 years?
Yep, 2018.
2018. You don't see the whole state falling apart.
No, we're still here.
We're still here. But what you do see is people using it more responsibly.
Yes, exactly. You don't need to go to the street alley, ride in somebody's car for $20 worth of, I don't know what kind of weed.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's safer because it doesn't breed underground.
Yes.
Right? If cannabis is sold over the counter like it is, I mean, I can go right down the street to do it. I remember I used to have to go to a couple streets over to these guys, all right, the scariest looking dudes I've ever seen, all right? And they gave me like a matchbox full of weed for $10, right? And half of it was seeds. And I can't go back to them and say, hey, dudes, this was like all seeds, because they would kick the crap out of me. But it was the only way to get weed.
You get what you can get.
Right, and I don't want to have to go to those guys to get weed. And I don't know what I'm getting. And every time I would smoke that, it would be like 4th of July.
Yeah.
Snap, crackle, pop. So,
What do you think about cannabis legalization?
It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's going to spread across the country. And other countries around the world are now seeing this as an example of how they can take it and make it legal and make it safe for everybody. So I think more countries that make it legal are going to cut down on the drug trade, cut down on the illegal drug trade. Because right now, even in the Philippines, that drugs are coming in illegally. It's underground. People are getting it unsafely. Who knows if you're going to go to this guy to get it and what's going to happen to you? Are you going to get ripped off? Are you going to get killed? And then you don't know what your safety is. I mean, people who are good people, they're getting arrested for using a plant. All right? If you make it legal and use a plant wisely, you can do a lot of good and keep that out of the country, the bad element, keep that, and also the tax benefits of it. If it's brought in legally, the tax benefits are humongous.
Yeah, the business aspect.
California makes so much money on weed tax that it's helped build schools. It helps, but it also helps with prevention programs for people who are abusing it.
Yes.
And for other drug abuse programs. So the taxes that they collect can also help people who are having problems with other drugs. And that's what that money can be used for as well. If everybody just used pot, everybody just smoked pot, this world would be a great place. All right, there'd be no more wars.
Yeah.
There'd be no
World
more
peace.
tension. But it's because they can't get weed and they're not doing weed. I'm all pissed off.
Everybody's angry.
I'm gonna push that button. Let's bomb this place. No, but it's like, let's just send some weed over there. Let's send some weed
I
to
like that.
Afghanistan, and Stan would love this.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Wow.
They'd be Al-Kinder,
Yes, they will
not
be.
Al-Qaeda. Right?
I like that.
Al-Kinder.
Thank you very much, Alan. How do you find you?
Well, you can go to jointvows.com. That's my website, and check us out there. You can email us or check us out from there. And I want to thank you. You know, making the difference in this world is what it's all about.
Wow, thank you very
And
much.
thank you for being there.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for having us. Hope you learned something new today. Please like, share, and subscribe for more content about cannabis with Filipino and American flavor. Mabuhay!
Salamat po.
If you like this episode, I think you'll like this one and this one too. Video key killed the radio star. That's what happened to my voice.